So you just read your yearly horoscope and you found out it's absolutely terrible. You're gonna go broke, you're gonna get divorced, you're never gonna find love again, all your friends are gonna leave you, maybe you're gonna lose your job, and that's it. Aren't you so glad that you read it? Aren't you so glad that you clicked the link that said prepare for the next year, see what's coming, and then you just find out only bad news and you're like, I don't feel prepared at all. So what do you do now? How do you actually get excited to move forward in the next year when it doesn't seem like there's any silver lining or anything positive coming? I have solutions and good news for you, so keep watching. My name is Jeanette Zizikowski, your go-to Feng Shui consultant, and daily I'm working with the motivated, the successful, and the inspired to use Feng Shui in their everyday life so that they can enjoy life's journey on the way to their many destinations. I received the most fantastic comment the other day, and it was so good of a comment and such a great question that I just am gonna make a whole video in response, and it was, "Hi, I love your videos. I heard that 2023 is not favorable for ox. Can you tell me how to protect myself? Thanks." I wanna first address the word protect. That word really stands out to me. Now, there's a high probability that there's a different language barrier or something going on here. Maybe they did intentionally mean to use the word protect. Maybe it's a translation thing, I'm not sure, but whoever is going about this stuff and thinking that they need to protect themselves, if that's you, to me that notes that you're coming from a place of fear. That whatever horoscope or astrology reading you read, you now feel you have to protect yourself because this person made it seem like it's something you had to fear. And first, I want to say I'm really sorry for whoever presented their forecast to you, their horoscope, their astrology summary. I'm really sorry whoever presented that to you and created this illusion of fear around it and made you feel like you have to worry about moving forward. Honestly, I do recommend just like unfollowing that person because there are a lot of people who use astrology, even Feng Shui. There's just a lot of this like predictive modalities, tarot. If you're talking to somebody who's a little bit old-fashioned, a little bit old school, fear, or if you're talking to somebody who's really trying to market themselves so that you rely on them for the information, they are likely going to make it feel very fear-based because what happens when you're afraid? Well, now you need to read more. Now you have to read the next month's horoscope. Now you have to read the next year's horoscope. Now, if they're selling a lucky charm to protect yourself, they instilled that fear and now you have to buy something. So if somebody's not empowering you and not building you up so you feel confident moving forward, don't take their advice. That's just my advice. So with that in mind, in that like definition of protect, no, I do not have a lucky charm suggestion for you. No, I do not have anything that like protects you, but I can give you information so that you can reframe whatever news was given so that you feel empowered moving forward. But protecting ourselves is so much about our mindset and how we show up and how we take action on something. The biggest protection we have is our own ability to choose our emotions and choose our actions and choose the energy that we want to feel. Okay, so now that that's cleared up, how can we take this information and use it to our advantage, use it for good moving forward? I do want to note that I am referencing Bazi Chinese astrology, not like Sagittarius, Capricorn, etc., but this actually still does work for all that. But when we hear ox, like this person mentioned in their comment, or goat or horse or dragon, that is Bazi Chinese astrology. This does mostly apply to all bad horoscopes and all astrology, but I'm specifically talking about Bazi. So the second thing you need to do is look at where is the animal that's bringing this bad news in your Bazi chart. So if you're just looking at your zodiac sign, like your birthday, your large year, actually, I really recommend looking at your Bazi, your Chinese astrology, because it's much more specific and it breaks down your life into different pillars. So let's use ox as the bad guy example. This applies to future years, but supposedly ox is going to have a bad 2023. So what this person should do is look at their Bazi chart. There's all different ways to find and calculate your Bazi. Chi Pro Sam has a calculator on her website that's super great, very accurate. There are 4 pillars in your Bazi and they represent different areas of your life. So first we have the year pillar. This is your global presence. This is your grandparents. This is big picture. Then you have your month pillar. This is your career. This is your life focus. This is a little bit more narrowed in. This is your life purpose, what you're focused on, career. Then you have your day pillar. This is you. This is your house of spouse. This is you more personally on a just you level. And then you have your hour pillar. This is your investments, your love life, your children. This is your hour pillar. Depending on where this bad luck ox is, year, month, day, hour, depends on which area will be affected. So the chances are you do not have ox in all 4 pillars, which means there's going to be good luck in different areas and different pillars. So before anybody panics and anybody says, oh, my horoscope is terrible, it's so bad, what am I going to do moving forward, my astrology sucks, I really recommend, if you're not looking at Buzzy, transition, use the free calculator on cheaprosam.com's website and calculate your 4 pillars and read them on a more specific, narrowed in level. The third thing I want to point out is horoscopes are not always what they seem. The ones we remember are these negative astrology readings, the negative horoscopes, the negative forecasts, like those are the ones that stick with us. Those are the ones that sit with us, especially if it's about the whole year and you're just like, oh my gosh, like it's terrible and it feels really deflating. But on the flip side, you have for sure gotten a positive horoscope or a positive astrology reading or a positive forecast at some point in your life. And these don't sit in the back of our brain as much, but so we don't go back and re-listen to them as often. But have you ever gone back and checked out to see just how great the great forecast was? How good or how bad these astrology forecasts and horoscopes actually turn out to be really depends on your current circumstances and your mindset, your action. So first, let's look at circumstances. I have a goat in my chart, and in 2022, I want to read you a snippet of just how promising and great goat's year was going to be. I was going to thrive. My career is going to thrive. I was going to fall in love. Love is definitely in the air. I have financial growth. I had sky happiness. Most positive relationship star brings partners, happy events, marriage, all of this great love stuff. National treasures, one of the top wealth stars that can encourage increase in assets and income, authority and power. Oh my gosh. I don't know about you, but when I read stuff like that, I'm like, all right, so I win the lottery, I get married, I become a millionaire, just like hundreds of thousands of dollars are falling into my lap. Like that's where my mind goes. When I hear one of the top wealth stars, I'm like, bring it on, bring on all the money, it's all coming. Okay, but let's look at my circumstances. In 2022, I am in year 2 of being a Feng Shui consultant full time. I'm filming this at the end of the year. I actually did just look at all my financial reports and my business did double. It did do amazing. But what is double to you? What is double to me? What is double to Bill Gates? What is double to somebody who just started a business compared to somebody who's in year 10 of their business, where marketing's already flowing, where products, they already have a brand and everybody knows who they are, or already has 1 million followers on Instagram. Also, I actually had one of the most like interesting relationship years. It was not all positive. So that's the money side. On this note of most positive relationship star, I had a lot of very good mentors and really close friends, but I actually had like the most amount of like low key getting used to the internet and keyboard warriors that I've ever experienced, and that like internet drama. I had a good little taste of that this year, which I had never experienced before. Again, because my circumstances changed. Normally, I'm not out here filming myself. I'm just living a quiet life. So when you hear all the good, it sounds like so great, and we feel like we can just sit back, put our feet up, and we're gonna get all the money, we're gonna get all the love. Doesn't usually happen that way. Again, you have to look at your circumstances. So that's a good thing. I know that sounds kind of like wah wah, but that's a good thing when you look at the negative. When you hear the negative news and you hear this like bad luck forecasting, consider your circumstances. Consider what's going on for you. It is likely not as terrible as the horoscope is making it sound. But words are powerful, and some people use stronger wording than others. So look at where, again, using ox as an example, is ox in your year, life, day, or hour? And this will tell you where you maybe are going to have a little bit of conflict or a little bit of energy obstacles to overcome. If I give a Bazi reading to a client and they have something like leopard tail in their Bazi chart. Leopard tail means that you're going to, it's kind of like, Pro Sam, of course, has wonderful analogies. She's a great storyteller. It's like stepping on a leopard's tail and you didn't even know you did it, but now this leopard is mad at you. So this shows up when you have this in your astrology, like people are kind of mad at you, but you don't even know what you did. How do you prepare for that? You have absolutely no idea what it is that you'll say, what it is that you'll do, because you don't know you did it. So you can't protect yourself, you can't prepare for it. The solution to so much of this always is show up as a good person, be a good person, do your best to be in a positive, uplifting, empowering mindset for others and energy for other people, for yourself. Be sure to always fill your own cup, do your mindful practices, exercise, like stay in your positive energy so that you can be positive to other people. And like if you're always doing your best to be a good person and to share good energy, then this whole idea of let's use the leopard's tail, this bad thing that you can't protect because you don't even know what it is. The solution to so many of these unfavorable energies that show up in our charts so often, also chances are you've had some of these in the past before you were reading horoscopes and you didn't even know. They showed up in your life, you didn't even know, everything's okay. But so much of the solution is being positive, being present, and thinking before you speak. A lot of these are like putting foot in mouth, not upsetting people, maybe not doing anything too risky with money. So pinpoint where it is in your chart. Pinpoint, does it affect money? Does it affect relationships? Okay, maybe this isn't the year I go buy everything. Maybe I'm just very intentional with what I buy. And maybe this isn't the year I just run around speaking my mind. Maybe I filter myself a little bit more this year, because even though I have good intentions, people are going to maybe see it in the wrong way. Everything has to do with awareness, presence, and conducting yourself in an intentional manner. And remember, just like the positives are usually not this extreme windfall of money or this extreme, the negatives are never as extreme and detrimental as they say. Okay, point number 4, I think it's 4. I don't have a recommendation on how to protect yourself in terms of a lucky charm, but I do want to highlight that there's 3 different layers to energy, and maybe you have one layer that is forecasted to be bad, this astrology, this horoscope layer, but then you have your environmental energy layer, and they are not the same. There's this theory in Feng Shui called the Cosmic Trinity. The Cosmic Trinity is made up of heaven luck, man luck, and earth luck. Heaven luck is this astrology, it is this Bazi, it is this looking at the stars and the planets, where they are, to understand the timing of how our year will play out, how our months will play out, and how the planets will affect us. So we use Bazi to try and understand the timing and how we can invest at the right time, we can change jobs at the right time, move, get married, we can align our actions with the best, most auspicious timing of the planets. But when you find out that your horoscope sucks and that your year is going to be terrible, okay, so we can't rely too much on this energy. Let's look at the other aspects, the other levels of energy that are going on that the Cosmic Trinity brings up. You have man luck. Man luck is you. Man luck is your mindset. Man luck is your actions. Some would argue that man luck is the most powerful. It is the most... I just said that there's not one that's stronger than the other, but man luck is the one that you have the most control over, because it's you, it's your mindset, it's how you show up in the world. Are you a positive person, a negative person? Are you a glass half full or a glass half empty? Or a wait and let life happen to you person? Are you someone that always finds the good in it, that you read this negative forecasting and you say, not me, this isn't going to be me. Okay, maybe I make somebody mad, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to focus on myself. I know I have good intentions and I'm going to change the world. Or are you somebody that reads these horoscopes and you're like, well, that's it. I'm just going to sit down, watch TV, keep my head down all year and not make any progress, let the negative energy go away, and then the next year will be better. Man luck is a big portion of how your life turns out. And it all has to do with your actions and your mindset. So there you go right there. If you don't like your horoscope, don't listen to it. and change and empower that and strengthen that man luck portion. Then this is what I meant by you can protect yourself. Again, it's more just setting yourself up to optimize the energy in your space. This earth luck is Feng Shui. If our heaven luck's not too great, and even if your man luck, like even if you give it 100%, even if you maybe are in a tough relationship or that you're working on being a more positive person and you still need a little bit of help though, you were really relying on that astrology, now you can look to your Feng Shui, you can look to your earth luck. Earth luck is all of the energy on an environmental level. So you have heaven, stars, man, you, and earth is what you're standing on. So you can picture it like that. Earth luck is your environmental energy and the energy in your space. So you can Feng Shui your home and where you are living to bring you the most auspicious, positive, uplifting, supportive energy to help you still manifest all of your desires, to still make a lot of progress this year despite your negative astrology reading. So if you've gotten a bad astrology reading or a bad forecast for the next year, don't worry, there are so many things you can do. One, you can reframe it. How am I going to turn this knowledge into power? Second, check which pillar is actually being affected. Which aspect of your life is being affected? Is it your global presence, your career, you personally, or your investments? And third, Feng Shui your space. Optimize the energy in your environment to support you and to bring you great people and wonderful opportunities. If you're not feeling too hot and your astrology is terrible, you can use the energy in your space by using Feng Shui. I created a video for you called How to Start Using Feng Shui for Beginners. I'll see you in that video.